Hey y'all good people, it's your girl Crystal.
It's Tanisha.
And welcome to another episode of She Laughs. We missed y'all.
You say that every time. I hope you're being genuine. Okay.
I miss you all. Sorry, I had a little song in my heart today, so decided to pass that along. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and start talking, get directly into the topic. Tanisha, what's our topic tonight?
Faith.
I know. Y'all probably like, ooh, everybody talks about faith. Yeah, but that's because a lot of y'all don't get it. So we're going to just go ahead and...
Yeah, that's not, judgmental or rude. A lot of people really don't. They don't get it. And those of us that do, it is a struggle. But it's a struggle for everybody. So, get yourself off the hook.
Yes, extend yourself some grace on today, every day. I know I need a measure of grace every day. Dear Lord. So let's define faith.
You want to give the biblical definition of it?
We can give the biblical and let's give Wikipedia, because Wikipedia knows everything.
So the biblical definition can be found in Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So that is the biblical definition.
All right. The dictionary definition is faith, complete trust or confidence in someone or something. Also, strong belief in God or in the doctrines of a religion based on spiritual apprehension rather than proof. There you have it. So, I mean, that sums it up. Complete.
So faith is just belief in something.
Yes.
And you already should know what that something is if you are a follower of Christ.
Yes.
You know that the belief is in Him.
And just completely trusting Him. I know for my own faith walk, for the longest, I didn't understand the two dynamics. And I'm a Christian. And it actually was a Muslim woman who is one of my closest and dearest friends that actually talked to me and discussed and really solidified my decision in what I believed. And that I had the ability to choose my faith. And choose it because that's what I believe. There did not have to be anything else outside of I choose to believe this. Mm-hmm. And that for me was a game changer all in itself, because I am one of those analytical people that feels like I gotta research and then, hey, gotta do some more research to make sure that I'm sure that A plus B goes all the way to Z. Y'all, I got issues. But here's the thing. You can do all the researching that you wanted and you still would not tap into a tenth of the knowledge that's here on this earth.
Very true.
And so it's something freeing about knowing that you don't need to know everything and that your faith is your faith just because that's what you believe.
Because a lot of people don't realize that that's a freeing thing, that you don't have to know everything.
Girl, the moment I found out that I am free not to know everything, that relieves so much stress. That eliminated my need to have to do all of the work.
Yeah.
It relieved my need to be right all of the time. It's complete freedom. In knowing that you don't have to know everything. But I know where to look. That's the thing. Just knowing where to look.
Yes.
That's all you gotta do. I don't need to know. I am not a surgeon. But I know some people that are. Hallelujah, God.
So basically, you know the source.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know the source. And I think that's really what faith is. When you think about it. I know my source.
Because your faith should be anchored in your source.
Ooh. Your source. Anchored in your source, not anchored in you.
Yeah, no. Yes, it should be anchored in your source. Because a lot of people assume that they don't have faith, but when you really think about it, you do. Now, we all are given a measure of faith. And the Bible says that all you need is faith the size of a mustard seed. Now, I don't know if you've all seen a mustard seed. I really need you to go and get one.
He just had some mustard seeds
I
this
know.
week.
They are really small. So that's all you need. Now, that doesn't mean be content with that size.
Oh. Say that again. Because, Jesus.
Yeah, that doesn't mean to be okay with mustard seed size faith. And there are some people who are perfectly okay with that size. And that's about all you're going to get. Because you have no faith. You don't have enough faith for anything else. So you're going to have a regular old schmegler day-to-day just getting by. Because that's the amount of faith you're putting forth.
So what you're saying is some people are content to just move a mountain, and he's trying to get you to move a continent, and you over here just, I'll move this mountain.
They're not even okay moving a mountain.
She coming for some of y'all. She is coming for some of y'all.
I mean, really, they don't have faith enough to move the mountain.
I mean,
They really don't. They're content with the mountain not bothering them. As long as it doesn't hinder me, I can learn to live in this space.
I wish y'all could see my face. I wish y'all could see my face right now. Because I don't really think y'all are grasping the word she is giving. Because first, we already know that getting to that, even a mustard seed size faith, is difficult. It's basically strengthening a muscle day in and day out. And then the ones that do get to that, I got faith, Lord. Do you really? That's one. That's what I really want to be saying to some people.
He says it.
Well, the reason I say that is because some people say, I got faith, and then I see you doing a lot of works.
Because
trying to make things happen.
Well, here's the thing, and we always take scripture out of context, and I wish y'all would stop just getting scripture from when people posted it as they status on social media. I really need you guys to be reading these chapters that these scriptures are in to get the entire context of which they're speaking of. Because people say that based off of the faith without works is dead. So in their mind, they assume it's my job to work to get the thing that I have faith to get. But here's where you have it all wrong. The work part that you're supposed to do is obedience to whatever you are led by the Holy Spirit through instruction from God. That is your work. Even if it means, God, I don't have a job right now. And he says, just sit here, I'll give it to you. Your work is to do what he said.
That's it.
And if he said, sit on the couch and watch television and I will bring you the job, that's your work. And you are to have faith in him that he will do what he told you he would do.
So, caveat, because she brought it up and everything. Well, she in kind of roundabout way. So I have a story.
Not really.
And everything. I got a story. I'm about to share a testimony because God is literally showing me, even in this season in my life, faith and versus works. Okay. I am one of those people that used to believe that I had to work to accomplish something. And once it became freeing to know that I could choose my faith, I didn't have to know it all, but just be obedient, because that's a word in itself. A lot of people think that you have to work when all he wants you to do is be obedient, but we refuse to do the thing that he told us to do and then wonder why things don't work out, because you're doing everything else outside of what he told you.
And this is why, because that logic, we talked about this when we were speaking about spiritual warfare.
Yes.
My logical people, stop being so logical all the time, because you are driving yourself insane. And I'm not saying that lightly. You are driving yourself insane because to you it logically makes no sense. No one cares about your logic. It really doesn't. So I can give you an example of faith works from the Bible. Simon, who was a fisherman. Mm-hmm. This is his craft. This is his field. He did it for years before he met Jesus and decided to follow him.
Yep.
Okay? Jesus told him, after Simon told him, we've been out here all day, all night, and ain't caught nothing. Jesus said, let down your net deeper this time. Now, logic says, I literally just said to you, I just did that all day, all night, and I've caught nothing.
He said, because you say so, I'm going to let this net down. That literally right there, people, is faith works. That's saying, God, I don't know. I don't get what you're saying, but I'm going to do what you said. Anyway.
So the faith is not in what's going to happen. The faith was not in, okay, yes, I'm going to catch these fish. Mm-hmm. The faith was in the instruction given by the person. The person alone is who you have faith in.
Your source.
Your dependency. It's like asking a friend to come and pick you up. You don't know how they're going to come pick you up, but you know that person, when they said they will come and get you,
it's going to come get you.
It's the same thing, people. It's the exact same thing.
If he said he's going to do it,
he's going to do it. Period. Your job is to not figure out the best way for him to do it because he don't need your help. Your job is to believe he said he was going to do it. And it's going to look however he chooses for that to look. That's the work. Obedience. Mm-hmm. Simon said out his mouth, if you say it, okay, let me drop this net.
And I mean, guys, y'all got to listen to when he's talking to you, especially when you really have a close connection, even if you don't. If he wants you to do something and he knows it's for your good, he will literally nag you. There have been nights I could not sleep because he's trying to get me to be obedient. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to get up because else if I don't get up, you're going to nag me all night. You're probably going to nag me all day tomorrow until I do what I said I need to do. So let me just go on and get it done now so I can sleep like a baby because I don't know about y'all, but I like my sleep. So anyways, that's another story. But he will literally take the things from you. Like me, like I said, I like my sleep. I will lose sleep until I do the thing that he told me to do. It's just about being obedient, and you start strengthening and training that muscle to be like, Lord, I don't understand it. I don't see it. I may not even like it.
Oh, a lot of times that happens. You don't like it, but it's truth.
However, if I say that I am your child, and I believe in you, and I believe in what you're doing for me, then I'm going to do the instructions that you give me, however crazy they may look. Because, I mean, let's think about the children of Israel. Walking around Jericho might have looked pretty illogical. That is not something to tear down a whole city. You want to just walk around? Mm-hmm. I'm telling y'all, the first day I would have been like, it's hot. I'm tired. This is stupid. Okay? And yet they continue to do it and continue to do it and probably got laughed at. And if I was one of those people in the build inside of Jericho, I probably was throwing stuff at them. You probably got tomatoes thrown at you, all types of stuff thrown at you.
Crazy walking around this building. And it was not a small building for people that don't know. I can't even remember the sermon that I heard that talked about.
It was an entire city.
It gave the specs of the size of the city that they walked around. So
you can imagine they was walking all day and all night.
Yes. 9 times out of 10 they were.
So, and it's so funny to me because so many Christians want to yell about, yes, I'm going to knock this wall down. Okay, guess what? You can. You actually have the ability to do so. But you better walk around it. You better be willing to look stupid. You better be willing to look illogical. You better be willing to look any kind of way that he instructs you to look and do any kind of thing he instructs you to do in order to have that wall come down. And a lot of us aren't willing to do that.
No. Sometimes it's pride. Sometimes we're just
Rebellious?
rebellious. Yeah, that was just part of being prideful. But sometimes it's not either of those. Sometimes it's fear and hurt. Because it's only during the darkest times when it's time to stretch and work your faith out. So usually at a frustration of dealing with those times, we just don't want to.
I've had those moments.
We just don't want to. We are exhausted already. Mm-hmm. And now you're asking me to work my faith out more. I don't really have the energy to. Mm-hmm. So we end up rebelling because we're tired.
Yes.
And we're frustrated. And we're upset.
And I thought it would happen by now.
Yeah, because we immediately create a timeline in our mind of when we think something should happen. You know, because we're highly educated and we know everything and we've experienced a lot in life. So I just know
that it should go like this.
That it should go like this.
Because they say so.
Mm-hmm. Or it's just my preference. I would just prefer
that it goes like
that
this.
It flow in a certain way that I want.
So I guess my question to a lot of you is, if God came in and did things out of order and did things against your preference to get you to the place that he showed you, mm-hmm. would you still walk with him? Would you still want to do it? Because a lot of times he just tells us, go over there. And we don't know everything that's going to happen between point A and point B.
No, because we assume the path is straight. And it is not. It is crooked than a mug. It really is. We assume it is straight. Well, it should be a straight shot. If God's in it, it goes smooth.
No.
Yes, it does. It can go smooth. But you don't know the inner workings that happen in order for the smoothness to take place.
Not only that, I think sometimes, yes, it can go smooth, but I think sometimes it doesn't go smooth because sometimes God is trying to work something out in you.
Yes, absolutely. Those are definitely those times.
And you're being resistant to it, mm-hmm. and that's where the bumps come in.
Yeah.
It's not him. He just told you to do this and this. Be fine with it. But because we're so resistant to what he's telling us, either because we don't like it or because we think it's just, well, that's just stupid. I'm not going to do that.
I'm going to look crazy.
Yeah, I don't want other people to see me this way. Puffed up. That's where the bumps come in. But the other reason, too, why it's not directly straight is because sometimes the enemy is laying traps that you can't see. And he is literally trying to circumvent all of those. Mm-hmm. I was talking to someone the other day, and I likened it to how God is a tour guide. So if I go to a foreign country, I don't know all of the ins and outs of that country outside of what I have read from a distance. I ain't never been over here. I don't know the outline. I don't know the terrain. I don't know where the secret shops are. So what's one of the things I'm going to do? I'm going to hire a tour guide. Take me to see the hidden treasures of the land. Help me go around some of the traps and schemes that I might not see. Take me to the hidden beauties that is in this country that ain't on the map. And that's what I feel like God does a lot of times is he's like, look, I know all the pitfalls. I know all the areas where you could fall, all the areas where you could stumble. If you just follow me, we're going to travel. It might even take a little bit longer, but you're going to get there safely. If you just trust me. And we're upset because we want it. Here it is. Go get it. Just walk straight. That's it. And we get frustrated. Mm-hmm. And stuff, but you cause yourself more harm in the end because you want to do it your way instead of just being like, Lord, I'll be obedient. even though it don't make sense. So that's my spiel on it.
I know it's hard to. It sounds easy because we just keep saying be obedient. But it's hard. We all struggle with that. In one way or another, we all do. But the bottom line is, it's important you get something out of it, and not just whatever he's trying to give you. It helps to build your relationship and your bond.
Yes.
By being obedient.
And it gets... I always say this, with any muscle, the more you work it, the more it strengthens, the easier it becomes.
The closer you draw to him is definitely going to be the times where your faith is going to start getting increased. Because he wants you to lean in even more.
On him.
And the only way to do that is through the work of faith, which is through obedience.
So, I guess at the end of the day, what we're really trying to say is be obedient in all things. Belief is amazing. You're supposed to believe. However, when it comes to the works part, do it when he tells you to do it. In the manner he tells you to do it. When he tells you to
That's
do it.
real faith. Real faith is not just believing in God. It includes acting on that faith by obeying what he says.
Yes. Because the last thing I want to see is someone doing all this work, and I've seen it happen. People going out there and doing all this work and yield nothing because he never told you to do that.
No. And you think you're supposed to, because got hustle.
Yes. Tea, no
Gotta be
sleep.
tea, no sleep.
And I'm like, did he tell you not to
He did not tell you
sleep?
to do all that. He really didn't. That's you. That is so you.
I gotta make it happen. Do you?
If you had the ability to make it happen, sir and ma'am, it would have happened by now.
Yeah.
God really is sitting there like, you can continue to run on this treadmill or this
Ferris
wheel, this little wheel. Go ahead, run until you get tired. And
Now
then
I'll be
when
right
you get
here.
tired, that's when I'll be able to do something, because you'll throw your hands up and say, God, I don't know. You just do it.
He was like, good. I've been waiting on you to get
But some of you guys can run yourself ragged. Go ahead. He gonna wait. You're running yourself ragged now. You can't function during the day. You can't sleep at night. You're running yourself ragged. He gonna wait. He is going to wait until you're ready to really yield. Not just cry because you're upset. Not just cry because you're tired. But something in your spirit
It's going to say,
is going to cry out.
say, I can't do this anymore.
I can't do this anymore. And then it's time to act on it. Today, don't cry that, and then tomorrow get right back up and jump on the wheel. I think a lot of you all are doing that, and you wonder why you're losing your mind, because you are actually acting out insanity. You cried out for help, but then you got back on the wheel to try to do it your way.
You're wondering why it don't work.
It's not going to.
It's not going to at all. So we're praying for you. Like always. Like always. Like we said, like T said, being obedient isn't easy. It takes a lot of process to get to the point where it even remotely looks like it could be easy. And even that ain't easy. It's again why Paul says, I have to die daily.
Yes, man.
Because the amount of faith that I had yesterday did not cover today.
No.
It's the reason why he says to study your word. And to, I would say honestly, spend time with him daily. There was a time where I thought it was such a chore when I was a child. now at this point in my life, I run to spend time with him to the point where the enemy actually put in my brain. And I was talking to T yesterday, or was it Tuesday? And he was like, okay, you doing a little bit too much.
Oh, yeah. It was too churchy.
Yeah, too churchy.
Here's the thing. A lot of people are going to say that about you. Friends, family. They're going to say that. That's fine.
Okay.
It's quite okay. They can say that. They can think that, she Jesus freak. That's totally
okay with me.
Okay. It really is.
But, I mean, and I knew that was the enemy. I rebuked it because I found myself drawn to God more, wanting to be in his presence more often than not. It really is, how can I put it, a relaxing time for me. Because I know I'm actively listening. And when we say actively listening to him, because if y'all did not know, prayer is a two-way conversation. So you talk, but you're going to be shutting up a lot of times. And shutting up does not mean just simply closing your mouth. Shutting up also means shutting up your thoughts in your brain and really receiving what it is that he is trying to tell you. Because trust me, he is trying to tell you something.
Yes.
So a lot of times, exactly. So a lot of times when a couple of things, one, when we feel like he's not saying nothing, it could be that, or it could be that you're not listening. You're still trying to figure it out. And here's the other thing. You know what you sound like. So hint, if you hear to do something that don't sound like you, that's him.
Absolutely.
That's him. If you're fighting it and you're like, I do not want to do this, that sounds stupid.
Here's the thing, and this is what I say this because I've done this. Now, I don't do my alone time with God daily like I should. I don't, I'm not going to lie. I'm not in my Bible daily like I should. But there are times where me and God we'll have it out. I will say, okay, today we gonna have it out today.
He doesn't mind that, by the way. He
doesn't mind, and I come to him with, I'm yelling and I am screaming and I'm getting ready to punch holes in walls, and we are having it out. And I air out all of my frustrations because that's what he wants you to do. That's what he's looking for you to do, so that he can have a conversation with you. And then usually I can feel him consoling me, and then it's quiet and we have a conversation. I probably shouldn't wait until it's time to have this Jesus meeting. It would probably be best on my life stress, because he good. It probably best on my life stress and health if I wouldn't wait.
But you're learning that.
Yes. But even if, I said that to say, even if you aren't meditating every day and getting in your word every day and praying in there every day and taking the time to have time with him every day, it still needs to happen.
Yes.
Because there's some of you who just aren't doing it at all. At all. And you wonder why things aren't happening the way
you think they should
or would like for them to.
Yep.
He just wants you to come to him.
Yes. That's it.
However you feel.
Whether it's Lord, I just want to talk to you today, or we need to talk. Because this ain't what you said. Right. I don't like it. So have grace for yourself in those conversations. And have them more often as you're led to. Because there has been some times where I didn't pray that day, and then maybe God is telling me, okay, you need to go to your prayer closet. And I'm like, okay, I can just read in my bed. No. I need to go in the closet. He'll actually talk with you. And for you that are still discerning his voice, I would say go into a quiet place.
That's often the best way to do it. You're going to have to start practicing that. Sure, meditation sounds boring. No one
or
wants
artsy fartsy
yes.
to me, because I'm sorry, that's what it sounds like. Oh, I
It
meditate.
doesn't sound like, but it's the same thing.
Yes.
Learning how to be quiet within yourself, because if you can't do that, then you aren't able to be open to the things he's trying to tell you every day.
Because
He's literally trying to speak to you every day, all day long. And it's not always extremely important things that he wants to tell you. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you. Sometimes it has things to do with others. Sometimes he just wants to tell you that he loves you that day. I mean,
however he
wants to do it, but you aren't open to hear because you haven't trained yourself and had to silence your own self.
And some of y'all, I don't think it's that you haven't trained yourself. I think some of y'all have heard and you choose to ignore. And the reason I say that is because I know too many people who I have talked to that's like, I just can't handle silence. I don't know how to be in silence.
Then that, sir and ma'am, there's something going on with you, and I need you to realize that is an attack spiritually, and you need to get in control of that. That is an attack.
There always got to be a TV
Why
on.
else would Satan not like for you to be able to sit in silence? Now, I don't like to work in silence.
Right, I don't. But I can
there are
sit
times where I know I just need it to be
quiet. Yep.
And if you can't handle any silence, that is 100% attack.
So that's why I say it's important to get to a quiet place so you can tune out everything to where you're not distracted, whether it's in your car on a drive home or just sitting out on the patio and just being for a second. He is going to talk to you. But too many times we're like, well, I'm relaxing and the TV's on, music's on, something else. And whether you realize it or not, those are distractions in itself because you're listening to the music. You're not really thinking about what's going on in the day-to-day and stuff, or you're bopping with the beat, or you're watching what's on TV and stuff. Being alone with just yourself is one of the most important times. And I do it often. I'm like, turn the brain off. And that does not mean go and lie in the bed and just lay there. That means literally just be quiet for a moment. And if you're having difficulty doing it, try just 5 minutes one day and work your way up to where you actually have that quiet, alone time to really get in tune with what it is he's trying to present to you. That's all I got.
Yep, that's it.
We hope y'all are blessed. Stay tuned. Please go check out some of the other episodes. Soon we're going to have another guest on our show. Her name is Miss Jackie. I'm so excited for y'all to meet her, be introduced to her. She is one of our dear friends, also very spirit-led, has a powerful gift of discernment as well.
Prophetic discernment.
And prophetic discernment, because she done been around me and some of our friends, and I was like, whew, you hit it right on the head. I was wondering what that was. Dear Lord, my God. Yes. So I cannot wait for you to hear and speak with her. And she has her own Facebook page called Cover to Cover. She'll explain more about that when she's on here, so expect her here in a couple of weeks. T, what else you got?
That's it.
Okay. I want to make a special request. If you are in the Atlanta, Georgia area, more importantly, if you are in the Stockbridge, Riverdale, Jonesboro area, I want to invite you, one, to our church, Living Beyond International Ministries.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Okay. Come and join us. We're there every Sunday, 10 o'clock. And let me see, what is our address? Dear Lord, Apostle is going to get me because I do not know our church address, and I'm looking it up for you guys right now.
It's 6598 Terra Boulevard, Suite B, Jonesboro, Georgia.
All right, there we go. What she said.
Also, you guys can look up our website, www.livingbeyondim.org.
Yes. And then for those of you who are also in the area, we also highly recommend going to our apostle's spiritual father, Apostle Edric High. His spiritual supernatural prophetic service is always the first Friday of the month, and those are held at New Creation Christian Center Christian Church at 1278 Highway 138 Southwest in Riverdale, Georgia, 30296. Both of us have been blessed by Apostle High and our Apostle Daniels. Both very strong, gifted prophets. Just come and be blessed. We are blessed just being under their teaching.
Yes.
This month we've been going over kingdom marriage.
Yes, it's awesome dealing about marriage. It's also for those who are single.
Yes, Lord.
It gives you a lot of teaching. I think the singles get more out of it than those that are married.
I do.
I
do. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
So it's really good. So
come listen, be blessed, get your soul blessed. We just want to see you all get. This is my sincere prayer, that everyone that I come in contact with receives God for themselves and gets everything. And I do mean everything that he has for them. You would be amazed by the amount of gifts that he just wants to give you.
Yeah, some of them you don't have to even work for.
They free. He just wants to give them to you. And I see so many of us going about life struggling when we do not have to. We do not have to. So until next time, guys, we love you. Be safe. T, where can they find you?
Facebook, Tanisha Williams. Instagram is Styles by Tanisha J.
All right. And as always, guys, y'all can find me on Instagram at Charmaine Kears. You can also find me on Facebook at Charmaine Kears, or go to my blog, www.charmainesconfessions.com. Oddly enough, by the time y'all hear this podcast, my blog will be done, my latest post, and it's called This Thing Called Faith. Hey! So, I can't wait for y'all to read it. Go sign up, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. And of course, as always, send us your questions. We'd love to hear from you. Till next time, be blessed, y'all.
See ya.